Welcome to the Mennonite Brethren Denominational Associational Plan sponsored by the MB Foundation. Hello, my name is Dixie Beard, and I'm the Director of Business Development at Guidestone Financial Resources. We're going to take just a few minutes to discuss how you can be confident about your retirement planning. The agenda for our webinar today is what is retirement? When do I start planning? How should I choose my investments? And what is my next step? So let's start with what is retirement and when does it start? Retirement is defined as the day you receive your last paycheck. The traditional way of looking at retirement is changing. Longevity, or how long we live, will definitely impact our retirement planning. Now, you may think I have control over some factors concerning my longevity, like eating right, exercising, etc. And taking care of our bodies is a great thing, but only God knows our days. According to the Society of Actuaries, 1 in 4 65-year-old individuals can expect to live past age 90, so we have to be prepared. For the average 65-year-old couple, there is a 72% chance one spouse can expect to live until age 85. There's a 45% chance one spouse can expect to live until age 90. And there's an 18% chance that one spouse can expect to live until age 95. There was a survey taken by Employee Benefit Research Institute in 2016 that showed only 21% of workers are very confident that they've saved enough for retirement. Also, there was only 39% of retirees that are very confident that they have saved enough for retirement. We surveyed Guidestone participants to see what was their top financial goals. This slide reflects that the majority of our participants are primarily concerned about saving for retirement. As you can see, there's about 34% of people age 40 that are concerned about their retirement savings. You can also see that people between ages 40 and 54, there's a 55% that they see that retirement is their top financial goals. I won't go through the rest of it, but you can see the statistics listed on this slide. Guidestone participants were also surveyed to determine the age that they would like to retire. As you can see from this slide, that there were 3% of our participants that said they wanted to retire less than age 60. There's 12% that think they're going to retire between age 60 and 64. There's 15% that said they'd like to retire at age 65, 37% between ages 66 and 69. 24% said that they want to retire 70 or older, and there's a 9% that said they never want to retire. And you can see these are slightly different from the average survey among American workers. So when do I start planning? These are some tips to try to get you ahead. Most of us have heard many of these retirement planning myths. Working longer is always an option. Well, that's a myth. Paying off debt is priority over saving. Basic rules of thumb will work for me. Employer contributions alone will be enough. Well, why is it important to plan ahead? Something else that falls under your control is a budget. Everyone needs to have a clear understanding on where your money is being spent and identify ways that you can decrease your spending and increase your saving. Remember, it's important to spend less than what you earn. This hypothetical illustration shows the amount of money that you could save if you invested $100 a month, earning 6% until you turned age 65. You can see from this slide, the longer you wait, the less you're going to have saved in retirement. It's important to understand that retiring is not just a financial decision. It's also an emotional decision. How will you handle not working full time? What will you spend your time doing? And what is your week going to look like? Are there any activities or ways you can get involved in the community? Will you move? These are all things that you need to consider when you're trying to plan for retirement. Once again, it's not just about the money. Let's take a few minutes to discuss the various stages of planning. For those individuals between ages 20 to 30, you might want to make a written plan, create a budget, spend less than you earn, open and contribute to your retirement account, build an emergency fund, balance your debt reduction versus your retirement contribution. If you're between ages 40 and 50, stick to your plan and stay invested for the long term. Balance your short term and your long term saving goals. Minimize your debt. Develop a mortgage payoff plan and consider purchasing long term care. If you are approaching or living in retirement, be sure and stay the course. Identify your expenses or give it a trial run. Think through a plan that works best for income. Now we're going to talk about how should I choose my investments. The next area that is in your control is asset allocation within your retirement account. Often people think that asset allocation is the most important part of your retirement plan, but really saving is the most important, then asset allocation. Proper diversification will be affected by three different factors. First, the time horizon until you want to start taking dollars from your retirement account. Secondly, is your tolerance for risk. And third is your specific retirement goals. What kind of retirement you're trying to fund. Let's talk about the three main investment approaches. First of all, we're going to talk about age-based approach or target date funds. Target date funds are a diversified fund of funds with asset allocations that gradually become more conservative as you approach and move through retirement. You don't need to remix your funds as you age. Your asset allocation will change with you. This approach allows you to simply decide your retirement date and pick the fund with the date closest to your target retirement year. The next approach is the risk-based approach or asset allocation funds. The target risk approach allows you to select the asset allocation most appropriate for you and your time horizon. Simply picks the portfolio mix that meets your particular risk tolerance, whether it be aggressive, growth, moderate, or conservative. You will need to shift your fund allocation if you desire a more conservative or aggressive approach over time. And then lastly, build your own approach by using the Guidestone Mutual Funds. This approach allows you to build your own portfolio from the funds your retirement plan offers. With these funds, you can invest in funds across the major asset allocate classes with specific styles and objectives. Keep in mind, investing can be a bumpy ride. It's important to adopt a long-term retirement perspective. Now, what's my next step? Listed below are some simple steps to change your retirement future. Make sure your total contributions are on track. Use online calculators and planning tools. Learn about investment advice from GPS, Guided Planning Services. Learn more about consolidating your investments and access your My Guidestone. I want you all to know that Guidestone is here for you. We've been helping participants since 1918. We are an organization that truly understands churches and has the expertise and experience that your church needs. We're a nonprofit organization, and our bottom line is your retirement security. If you have questions about your retirement plan or would like to obtain more information about the retirement plan through Guidestone, feel free to call me. Once again, my name is Dixie Beard, and my number is 214-720-4661, or you can always call me toll-free at 1-888-984-8433. Thank you very much for joining this webinar today.